It's 10 o'clock, and you are watching KCCI, Channel 8, Des Moines. This is News Channel 8.
A farmhouse goes up in flames early this morning. 3 family members make it out. 2 others do not. Good evening, and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Cynthia Fodor.
And I'm Steve Carlin in for Kevin.
If it seems like you've been hearing about a lot of fires lately, that's because you have. Unfortunately, it is that time of year.
We will show you how to keep you and your family from becoming victims in just a few moments. But first, the latest on that deadly fire near Marion. It broke out around 7 this morning, just northeast of Marion in Lynn County. A mother and 2-year-old child died inside. The father and 2 other kids escaped with minor burns and smoke inhalation. 3 different fire departments battled the flames and the cold for hours before finally putting it out. That was just the latest in a string of holiday fires. A Des Moines couple was left homeless on Christmas Eve when flames gutted their house on the east side. Robert and Barbara Folsom got out okay, but their cat had to be resuscitated by firefighters. A space heater sparked the blaze.
And dozens of people were forced out into the cold Christmas morning when an unattended candle caused a fire in a Des Moines Grand Avenue apartment building. A second-floor apartment was gutted, and 1 person was left homeless.
And the list doesn't end there. A wood-burning stove fire left a Paulina family homeless on Christmas Eve. And later that night, an electrical problem gutted the Mont Rest Bed and Breakfast in Bellevue. Yesterday, fires destroyed a restaurant on Plainfield's Main Street and an apartment building in McGregor. Well, the good news in this heavy fire season is where there's smoke, there's sure to be a firefighter.
News Channel 8's Deirdre Fitzpatrick has some tips now to keep them from having to race to your house.
Firefighting is about the thrill of the call, the anticipation of what's to come, the knowledge that you may be facing death. Sometimes it's about playing house.
We can direct the smoke into the different rooms.
Bill Post plays house every time he takes the safety trailer on the road and into schools.
For kids, it's great. They just love it in here. They love to play in here.
Oh, how many times have you bumped your head up here?
More than he can count, but it's worth it if Bill's knocked something into your head while banging his own. The safety trailer is a kid-sized project with a very adult message. Quit causing fires. Get rid of the Medusa-like outlets. Get rid of scrawny extension cords. Buy the thicker ones. They're stronger. And keep yesterday's reading material away from the fireplace before you create a new chapter of fire trouble.
Firewood has moisture in it. That moisture builds up. It pops, and that's what makes wood pop is the moisture in it. And it will throw embers out. So keep your screens and the glass in place.
A lot of us will cover up extension cords or throw rugs so that we won't trip over them. But what we're actually doing is tripping over another fire safety violation.
When you put them underneath carpeting or underneath rugs, they will build heat, and they will eventually start the rugs on fire.
Firefighters hope to light a fire under the kids, get them hot on fire safety.
We try to impress on these children to go home, bother their parents, make them practice with them on getting out.
Getting out requires a plan, knowing how to crawl through the smoke to safety, and knowing where to meet once you get out.
Any loss of life, I think, is tragic because it's untimely, and those people don't get an opportunity to say their goodbyes as they should. And that's the tragic part.
That's the part that makes being a firefighter tough.
No fire. You got it like that.
And you gotta love the idea that just a few precautions can help keep your home safe. Deirdre Fitzpatrick, News Channel 8.
Deirdre also says a meeting place helps families eliminate needless confusion during a fire. A neighbor's porch, a backyard swing set, or even a front yard will work.
A New York girl may have been abducted and may be on her way to Omaha tonight. Authorities are searching for a soldier from Offutt Air Base who met the girl on the internet. This from our Omaha Live link. Police found love letters from 23-year-old Brooker Maltese to 14-year-old Sierra O'Connell. She disappeared from a New York mall 2 weeks ago. Maltese has been AWOL since Sunday. Police say the teenager may have gone with him willingly, but the letters say that Maltese loved her and would steal her away if he had to.
The first of 6 Iowa prisoners who made a brief escape in Texas this summer went before a judge today. 34-year-old Paulino Aldape pleaded guilty in the escape. Aldafe is already serving life for a murder here in Polk County. He and 5 other problem prisoners were being transferred from Fort Madison to New Mexico this past August when they overpowered guards at a Texas rest stop. They were recaptured about 100 miles away. Well, for those of us who have to shovel it, I will say fortunately here in Des Moines we missed most of the heavy snow overnight.
But just to the north of us, folks weren't so lucky. Shovels and snow blowers all over the place in Story County today. People tried to clear away from 4 to 6 inches of fluffy white snow. Plows were out in force for the morning commute, but not everyone was complaining. Lots of people decided to break out their new sleds.
Only an inch or 2 fell here in the metro, just enough to get out the old snow blowers, or the new snow blowers, or grab a shovel and clear the walks out there. There were quite a few accidents, though, as packed ice caused problems early on in the day.
About the same over in western Iowa and eastern Nebraska. These pictures in from our Omaha Live link. Only about an inch of light snow by morning. No real traffic problems there.
A little bit more confusion over in northeastern Iowa and some accumulation there as well. Snow advisories were in effect all morning in Cedar Rapids, but it tapered off just after noon.
And it is really cold out there tonight.
cold.
Curtis Gertz and I were walking in together and both shivering. Curtis, have you warmed up?
Well, it is a cold night out there. We had some eggnog here in the weather office, so leftover, but everything going okay. A cold night out there it will be. About a -2 here in the metro. Some locations probably not even dropping down below 0. For tomorrow, some sunshine, temperatures in the 20s. Then after that, going up to the 30s and maybe the 40s. So if you like snow, head up north and enjoy it, because by about 3-4 days it'll be 2 inches of slush.
No, you're just kidding us, right?
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Curtis. Well, the weather has been just perfect for one thing. 2 things, actually. Staying inside and eating.
That's for sure. We've all been doing it, eating way too much. Now we all need to worry about getting back to where we were, fitting in our clothes. Martin Augustine has some advice for you.
And Todd Nagel has a special follow-up to Central Iowa losing its Spanish channel. There may be another option. That's when News Channel 8 at 10